friends, it's Sonia Miller of Junk Monkey Paint Company. Welcome back to my channel, and I am excited today to do a fun tutorial with you guys. A lot of times I get questions about my signs and when I hand paint letters and things like that, because yes, I like to play with vinyl, I like to play with stencils, and sometimes I just wing it with these little digits right here called hands. So I'm going to show you today 3 tips to help you get better when you're hand making signs, and specifically when you're actually putting words on your signs, okay? So right now I've just got a plank of wood that's been kicking around. You can see here it's already got, you know, lots of paint drops on it. That's okay. We're gonna use this today as our surface. So let's get started by going ahead and putting down a nice fresh layer of our antique lace. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and stir it real quick. Stir it up right there, just like that. And grab a shabby chip brush and lay down a nice surface for myself to be able to begin hand lettering the words, or I'm thinking words or word. I think the word that maybe I want to put on here. But that part is up to you. So first grab your surface, get it ready to paint on, and then I'll join you for the very next step. Okay, so I've laid down my layer of paint. I'm gonna grab a sand block here. This is a used sand block. There is a vlog up here as well where I talk about how I reuse my sand blocks, so go check that out. But I do want a distressed background, so it's pretty well dry. I kind of dry it to like the 95, 98%. And then as part of my distressing, I love to get some wet distressing in with it as well to create an interesting background for my piece, whether I do this on furniture or my time-worn looking signs. All right, so I've got some nice distress marks, kind of ripped across there, distress my edges, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so for my lettering, I'm thinking like Rae Dunn. You know what I'm talking, the creamy background, beautiful farmhouse creamy background, and then those just simple little positive words on top of it, little messages, right? Or just that cute kind of look, just very simple, minimalistic. So I like that. So what I'm gonna do is grab what I call one of my really expensive plates here that I use over and over again. This is the palettes that I use. These are just cheap paper plates. You don't have to get all crazy, as I say, with the Cheese Whiz and spend a ton of money when you're creating beautiful art for your home. So I'm just gonna reuse this plate here, and I'm going to grab my black velvet. I'm gonna stir it up as well, just to get all the pigments all the way through it, and make sure it's ready to go. And I'm going to throw a little bit down right there onto my plate. Now this is the part for the lettering that you really want to think about, and that is you want to basically make your paint as fluid as possible so it will just glide off your brush, okay? Yes, you can paint with it at full strength, and I like to start first by allowing my words to glide over my surface by adding a little bit of water to my paint. So let me reach over here and grab a few sprays real quick right there. And I'm just gonna add some water to it, and then I'll just take the paintbrush that I'm gonna use. So I like to use like a smaller paintbrush when I'm doing lettering, like I have one over here as well that could possibly work. Let me see here, he's just a small guy. I have a whole set of paintbrushes that I tend to grab, and I keep grabbing. They're linked over at junkmonkeypaint.com, and if you click Sonia's favorite things, you will see links to all my favorite tools that I like to use. And there's a brush set that I have linked over there that I use all the time, and it's got like all kinds of sizes in with it, so it's perfect for like, you know, it gives you the small brush that's awesome for lettering. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stir that in, and immediately my paint just really gets really super fluid. What's really cool is that our paint is made with such rich pigments that you can water it down and change the consistency of it, but it doesn't change like how, just the awesomeness of the color, you know what I'm saying? So you have it at a strength that you can play with, but for me, when I first lay down my lettering, I like to kind of like let them be more fluid, so it'll just flow off my brush a little bit more. Now, what word am I gonna put on here? Well, so my first tip is definitely to go ahead and water down your paint to get it ready, okay? My next tip is to grab a chalk stick. So I've laid down our chalky style paint, which is a chalkboard style paint. Unless you seal it, then you have a fully finished, you know, piece of furniture or decor. But a chalk stick works so nice because the paint is porous. So I can put any word I want on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Maybe the word, I'm just thinking the word joy today. J J-O-Y. Okay, I've just put the word J-O-Y on here, and then I have the opportunity, because I used a chalk stick, to think to myself, okay, did I lay that down just the way where it should have been? Is it looking balanced? Because it is a chalk stick, it will wipe right off, just like you clean a chalkboard. So that is definitely my number 2 tip, is to use a chalk stick to go ahead and put your design down first, to fill it out. So in my case, I'm saying to myself, okay, do I have pretty much the same portions here? Does it look good to the eye, like where I have it laid down? Does my lettering look where it should be? Okay, so I'm going to show it to you up close. Can you see the yellow right here? That is my map. And much like you know, when you travel, most times when you travel, you have a plan. It's always good to have a plan as to where you want your letters, because if you don't do that, sometimes you start on one side and by the time you get to the other, you realize you ran out of space, or it just looks all like it's stuck to one side. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there you go. So let's go ahead and grab back our paint that we've got ready to go here. And I told you my number 1 tip was to add some water to really just, you know, make that lettering really, the paint really just kind of glide off of your paintbrush, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So small paintbrush. And now this is my tip number 3 to you guys. When I do put this down, what I'm doing is I'm resting down my pinky right here, okay? That little, you know, that little one that wants to stick up when you, like, you know, drink a cup of tea? Well, just kind of like lay it down and let it stick up that way as well. And this is your guide, right? This is coming in contact first. So I feel like I have a nice guide with me when I'm doing my lettering. So I'm gonna go ahead and add back some more into my paintbrush and go ahead and begin this process. Now, the reason why I say I like to add some water in the beginnings when I'm first laying down my my lettering is because I can go further with my paint because it's much more fluid, right? And I can use it at full strength if I really feel like I want to really make it bold after I get that part down. So now if I wanted to, I could go right into the full strength black velvet and then retrace that what I just put down, okay? Over and over again, I can make those just the width of the lettering, the font wider, whatever I want to do. But I love to use my watered down paint just to get those nice long brush strokes because the paint just carries further because it's thinner. There we go. There's our J. Do you see how far that paint carries with me? And I'm leaning my brush not up straight, but I'm leaning it at an angle. Going back as it starts to kind of trail out so I can pull some more. And then once I get it traced out, then I can go back and really layer on some more, make it wider. But having this finger down is really key because without it, if I were to do it like this, I'd start to get kind of wobbly. But this finger down here is my key when I'm plotting out my letters. And then I can just trace and go from there. All right, so I'm happy, very, very happy with that. So, all right, let me dry that real quick. Perfect. Okay, so what I could just leave it as that, simplistic, very simple. But for me, I like to add a little extra va-va-voom to my lettering. So now what I'm gonna do is go back with the same brush again. Let me wipe off my painter's tarp here. By the way, my tarp, and again, all my tools that I'm using, my heat gun, all that stuff, brushes, you'll find at junkmonkeypaint.com, and click Sonia's favorite things. So right here, I can use the tail end of this brush or the top part, and I'll show you what I mean. So the little round bottom base to it helps me be able to pick up paint right onto it and create these perfect little circles, okay? So I could do that way, or I could just use the top part of that brush, the same small brush, to give myself some really cute little, like little circles, little just black polka dots to the ends of all these letters, which just helps, in my mind, just make it feel a little more fun, a little more whimsical, and that's the way I like my pieces to look. So this is just something optional that you can do, but I'm gonna choose to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off right here. Yay, and there we go. You can see those, right? I think it looks amazing. I'm quite happy with that. Yay. All right, so now we have the word joy written out just like that. And if I want, I can add some, see what color I might have around me here. I can show you as well that you can get kind of, now if you really want to get crazy with the Cheese Whiz, let's add in a little bit of pink. Let's add in some Berry Dance. So this is our Berry Dance from our chalky paint line, and now I'm going to go ahead and put some on my brush. And I am just going to go ahead and trace a little bit on the insides to make it feel like, if you guys have ever seen me do a shifted stencil, what I do is, you know how I have like two colors and I put one color over the other one, it creates this really cool effect. And I could also do this as well. Maybe I should do this to kind of show you as well, that if you add a little bit of water to it, it'll just make your, again, your paint go more fluid. But I think two colors are awesome together. It just will make your letters pop more and create like a dimension to them. Again, put that pinky finger down. If you feel yourself shaking, be like, oh, I'm not doing what I should be doing, right? All right, let's put a little bit right here on our O. Just kind of imagine if the sun was shining on this. If you had a light on this side, where would the light hit? Cool. Pretty cool, right? Let's go ahead and put some across the top too. All right. Let me see. Is there anywhere else I want to put it? I kind of like it where it is. There we go. I'm happy with that. All right, so I just brought my joy to life a little bit more right there. You can pick whatever color you want. Let's dry that. All right, let's finish off this piece with a little bit of what we affectionately call around these parts of the Junk Monkey, the eyeliner effect. Really balancing my piece and giving it a really cool, just a distressed edge with my shabby chip brush. Balancing it out, keeping with that really old rustic flair that I want for this piece. There we go. All right, now you just saw me do some distressing again on top of that with my medium grit sand block, which you can find, like I say, on our website if you want to use the same ones I do. And now I'm grabbing my Monkey Shine, which is our all-natural beeswax oil finish right here to seal in this piece. It's so easy to use. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab the brush as well to put it on with. And what it does, if you can see that, is just pull out those colors that are within this piece. It also gets rid of any of those chalk lines from the chalk stick. It just dissolves it. It is gone. So that's what's really cool when you use that tip of using a stick of chalk as a guide. So I love this, and it's the moment that I do the ceiling that I feel like it all pulls together and makes it just, you know, boom, just pops and looks amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of my buffing cloths as well to make sure that if you're getting the Monkey Shine, that you grab the Monkey Shine, you grab the wax brush as well there, and on that same site the buffing cloths as well. It's because those three that are like, you know, as a cook when you have to do like, what is it, the onions, the celery, and the carrots, I think that's what it is. My husband, you know, is a chef, and that's what he tells me anyhow. Hopefully I was a good student and remembered the right 3 ingredients. But what I'm trying to say is having those 3 things together is what really makes that really pop and work. So yay, and there we go. We are all done. We took that little, you know, piece of scrap wood, and now we have just a cute little sign that says joy. And yeah, how easy is that? And we have it highlighted in pink. So you can play with your letters, get them as perfect as you want to do. This was just a quick tutorial with those 3 tips for you guys today. But hopefully I've inspired you that if you don't have a stencil maker, you don't have a vinyl cutter, anything like that, then just using your good old digits and a few good tips, and practice makes perfect, to be able to get the style down that you love. Thank you guys for watching my vlog today. Join me again on Friday when I upload something else. All right, see you guys then, and please leave me a comment below. Will you try this? Did you learn something maybe good from this vlog? And do you love my vlogs? Tell me. Tell me if you love hearing from me, because I love hanging out with you guys here on YouTube as well. Thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bye.